prepare to come and sleep in a tent, which she's not a huge fan of. But
both those sound like fun.
She doesn't like sleeping in a tent, so she's probably not going to want to come.
I think you missed the joke.
What did I do? Oh, I was playing it. I played it back. I gotcha. Yeah.
Welcome to episode 56 of the Whiskey Whitetails podcast. You're doing great today. Today is January 17th. I am your host, Gus. This is
Matt.
And welcome back if you are a regular. And if you're new here, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for coming out.
A couple of administrative things. As always, go check out our stuff on our store and use code podcast to save 20%.
Yep. Code podcast will get you 20% off. Almost everything.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
There's a few things just because, business. Margin.
There's a few things that we pay too much for probably, but we want to offer them to you, so we have them out there, and 20% would put us in the negative. So
it's more about getting cool things out to you guys, and not so much making money, just
at a reasonable price.
We just enjoy having them to offer. So,
yep.
What do you got today, man?
I was gonna say I finally tried out my tripod that I got from shop.gmra.com.
Yeah,
where you can go and use code whiskey, save some money. But I finally tried it out, and I like it.
Yeah.
It's I haven't shot with it. I just stood in the front yard and pointed it at neighbors' houses.
I was going to say you just stood in your upstairs window and pretended to shoot neighbors.
That's exactly what it is. Stray cats. But we have a stray cat.
I was going to ask, how's that cat doing? Hanging out still?
I'll tell you what, man, it's sad. Last night we went to dinner, and I hear just wah, wah, and I look across the street, and it's sitting in someone's driveway staring at me, just meowing and meowing. So this cat, it's not just a stray cat, it's somebody's pet.
Yeah.
Somebody moved or something and abandoned this cat, and it's taken up ownership of the block. Me and the neighbors' houses. Yeah. It's at our house all the time. And we're trying to capture it and take it to like pet helpers, like a non-kill shelter.
It's having nothing to do with that, is it?
No, like it'll let you close to it, but if you go towards it with the intentions of picking it up and putting it in a carrier, for some reason it just feels it, and it's like your anxiety's weird, and it'll run.
Animals are weird, man. They can sense some stuff for sure.
It's just getting cold now. It's 37 degrees.
Well, when we stopped by your house the other day when we first saw the cat, it looked miserable. Like it was really cold that morning, and it had obviously been outside all night. It just didn't look.
I told the wife, don't feed it, and then she fed it. Which is fine.
Now it's here to stay.
It's actually when she put food out, it quit coming around. And I think because it's like, I know I can't protect this food.
Makes sense. That's a very primal thing.
Yeah. So I think it shows up to eat and then it leaves. But cats also, they bury their poop. So it's not like pooping around the house. It's not a big deal.
I've always wondered, like, what are they, like, they don't have litter boxes, but they still want to bury it. So what do they do outside?
Mulch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which I don't have any right now. So
interesting.
I'm not concerned. But I think they just poop in leaves or something. Yeah. I don't know. They have claws.
Ask it next time you see it.
I will. Excuse
me, sir. How do you...
But you can go to shop.gmra.com and you can find they're supplying America with their firearm needs, and you can go on there and use code whiskey, save money.
Yeah, you can also go, if it's getting to be, no, it's not. I was going to say it's getting close to be spring cleaning time, but it's not. It's time to buy friends and family something nice for Valentine's Day.
You know what it's time for? Turn your fireplace on. And you know what? You keep looking at your fireplace and you're like, man, that's a boring fireplace.
But you could hang above it, make it look a lot cooler.
Beautiful photos.
Beautiful photos.
Of wildlife.
Our friend over at Dom Gatto. You can check out domgattophoto.com.
That's it.
Use code whiskey for 20% off of some amazing photography. Go check them out.
I believe he sold out of calendars, but if you didn't get a calendar, we did, us along with some friends industry friends did a calendar, and then January is our month. So if you have a calendar the entire month of January, you get to read our quotes, which was, I can't remember the guy's name, but it's, if you get bitten by it, you should always carry a flask of whiskey in case you get bitten by a snake. And then furthermore, you should always carry a small snake. That was our quote for the month. Has nothing to do with us, but then it says Whiskey and Whitetails. That's it. If we didn't put our website, I'd put nothing.
No?
No.
Okay.
Just chilling.
Cool.
Okay.
So.
We haven't done this in a while, but we're going to do it. So this is going to be a bottle pop We used to do every episode. We would do this episode's powered by, and we would give you a whiskey. And I know you still do it on the audio version. You'll say whatever we drank.
Yeah, I do it in the show notes. I'll put it in there.
But now
I changed it up for when we did the competition. I labeled that, but whatever we choose to drink, whether it's new or not, that's what powers the show.
Well, we used to do bottle pops for every episode. I think we got to like 45 or something, and I just said, I'm done. I'm tired of popping new bottles. Well,
it's also, I mean, just to be transparent, we want to provide interesting content, and it's hard to find bottles that someone hasn't already covered to death.
Yeah.
So we're going to do whatever we want to do because it's our show. If we want to pop a new bottle, we will. And if we want to revisit old things, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this bottle hasn't been covered in a long time. So there could be people that have never even heard of it. But this is Hancock's Preserve Reserve. That's what this episode is powered by. It's Hancock's Preserve Reserve. We're going to go into it a little bit. But first, let's hear what this top sounds like. This bottle's probably a while old. Whoa.
Sorry, I was trying to get the pop.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. I like how I hit the mic 3 times in that.
Yeah, you did good.
Process.
I'm proud of you.
Glub, 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 glub.
Yeah.
Glub, 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 glub. All right, so for those that don't know, this is a single barrel bourbon whiskey made by none other than Buffalo Trace. It's actually a Sazerac product, but the mash bill is owned by Ancient Age, which means it is mash bill 2, which is a higher rye, 12 to 15%, undisclosed, nobody knows. They keep it a secret. So, of the Ancient Age, Blanton's, Elmer T. Lee, and Rock Hill Farms, this is the final piece of that puzzle. This is the last of the mash bill 2 bourbons that we know of that's advertised as mash bill 2 bourbons.
Such. Interesting.
And the story is in 1775, Leestown Settlement was established along the banks of the Kentucky River. Became well-known port. And for that guy, Hancock, they were like, that means you get your own bourbon because he made a well-named port on the river. That's what it said. And I was like, cool. I feel like there's better people. So this was a $50 MSRP bottle back when I don't think they still make it. If they do, nobody really knows about it because most people in liquor stores don't. If they knew it was Buffalo Trace, they would get it.
Right, but
most people don't.
Most people don't.
And there was Total Wine sold it a lot for a while.
Yeah.
Everybody thought it was the Total Wine Blanton's. But it's only 88.4?
88.9.
88.9. It's right there in the front of my face. 88.9 proof, pretty low proof. It is a single barrel.
Oh, it is up there. I saw this one down here.
And there's no age statement, so that means it is a minimum of 4 years old.
Well, so, it smells good.
Does actually smell really good, which is surprising. Well, I've never had this before, but I've seen several people review it, and everyone's like, it's insignificant. But I think because they're single barrels, I think it's possible you just get bad ones. So maybe we got a good one. Because I'm getting a good amount of honey. Like honey sweetness, and then that cherry tart that I like, that is well known in Buffalo Trace products. At least mash bill 2 products. It does kind of smell. I think that's kind of it though. There's not really anything else. There is a surprising bit of ethanol for it being 88.
I can see why people would say it's underwhelming. You're not getting a super complex.
Yeah.
But
the notes it does have, they're strong.
They're good. They're solid though. They're something that the whiskey and other mash bill 2 whiskeys can stand on, which is like you said the honey or the sugar, brown sugar type.
Just the cherry tart that I like.
The cherry, yeah.
So I looked it up. It's on Caskers.
Oh, really?
How much do you think it is on Caskers?
On Caskers? I don't know. $80.
$216.
$216?
Yeah.
What?
99. No, $211. Excuse me. I lied. $211.99.
Shipping is probably more than that.
Yeah. Isn't that insane? $211 for 88 proof.
I think this is probably an appropriate time to mention what we were discussing earlier. It was the point that we brush off a lot of whiskeys, not because they're not good whiskeys or not because we wouldn't drink them on a daily basis. It's just that we can't justify drinking them on a daily basis for the price that they are. The secondary market and the the price is over MSRP. With the other whiskeys out there that are more affordable, it's just really hard to justify.
Yeah.
We were discussing Blanton's.
Yeah, we were coined as Blanton's haters. We're not Blanton's haters. We both drink Blanton's. That's not the case.
We had some this weekend.
Yeah, we did. The case is it's too expensive.
Right.
If you can buy it at MSRP, it's good.
Right. And this started because you have a friend who lives in a community where whiskeys and bourbon is not overly shopped, and so he can get for whatever reason. But it's an ABC state.
He can get Bland's, he can get Weller, he can get anything.
And
just walk in.
Right now, he's able to get things that are MSRP $100 for $50.
Yeah,
and for $50, I would drink that stuff regularly.
Yeah,
but we just can't get it for that price here. And so it's not that we don't like it. It's not that we turn our nose up to any of those whiskeys. It's just we turn our nose up to the price and the fact that there are other whiskeys that we can enjoy for much less.
Yep,
that's just what it is.
And the other thing we wanted to discuss, because someone mentioned too, is the empty bottles.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of empty bottles. So there's a reason.
Off of looking at the podcast, it's like they don't really have anything because it's all been drank, and all they have is that over there behind Gus. That is like, if we're here and want to drink, that's what that is. But we don't keep whiskey here because a lot of the studios that we see are filled with whiskey, and it's like no one's allowed in there. No one can drink any of it. We have to look good on TVs and on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're the opposite. All whiskey is meant to be drank with people. So we have whiskey at our house. We take whiskey with us when we travel. And then these empty bottles are signs of a good time. So when you look at this and you're like, I mean, look, there's a Stag.
These are all
Cream of Kentucky. There's Weller's up there. I mean, there's good bourbon up there.
Right.
It's all stuff we've shared with people.
The Whiskey Whitetail experience is about sharing time. It's about sharing the camaraderie and whiskey, good whiskey with people, whether you're just hanging out at the beach, whether you're at a hunt club, whether it's after a hunt, whatever the case may be. And you can't do that with a bunch of full liquor bottles or whiskey bottles. So these are empty because we share them with people. We use them when we do things with folks and when we're putting on our classes or sharing the Whiskey and Whitetails experience. And so that's why they're empty.
All right, I want to taste this, but while we taste and fill this out, I want to play a video. I'm not going to play the whole thing. It's 11 minutes, but...
Oh, okay.
It is time for us to adopt a new company brand to encompass everything that we do. To reflect who we are and what we hope to build, I am proud to announce that starting today, our company is now Meta. Our mission remains the same. It's still about bringing people together.
You haven't seen this yet?
Our apps and their brands, they're not changing either. And we are still the company that designs technology
especially want to pour this into my eye.
Hey, and welcome to Connect.
What's his name?
Today, we're going to talk about the metaverse.
This is Mark Zuckerberg talking about the metaverse, which we've been talking about. So they've officially rebranded the Facebook as Meta. And he goes through like a video, and like, if you're watching on YouTube, you can see kind of a little bit, you can see it here. But he goes through what the metaverse is going to look like with Facebook's help.
God, man.
Dude, I've been telling you for how long now that we need to start a whiskey store and sell NFTs of whiskey bottles in the metaverse.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a couple weeks.
I know how to do it.
With the NFT part or the metaverse part?
All of it.
Do you?
Yeah, I've researched it all. I'm ready.
Do we have to buy Oculuses to participate?
Yeah. You do? Not right now because the metaverse, there's several different metaverses.
Yeah.
But the one that I'm looking at, I'm not going to say which one it is, but the one I'm looking at, the Oculus you could or could not.
Okay.
But you don't have to. You can do it just through a computer screen, but it's all done through Ethereum. So we have to get an Ethereum wallet, and then we can join the metaverse and start selling NFTs. But I've looked at space to rent. It's not cheap.
So we need to figure out how we get the right crypto wallet and all that stuff as a business.
Yeah.
And what the tax implications are of that.
Not much.
Yeah.
But the other thing, there was they already do live concerts, live shows in the metaverse that I'm looking at.
Right.
They already do live shows in there, and they're gated. So like you can pull up, like walk up to it, and there's like a blue screen around it, and you can't see in. But if you pay to get in, then
it drops,
and you can get in and you can watch these live streams.
It's fascinating. Do you know much about Fortnite, the game?
No.
So it's very much like this. And what I mean by that is the whole idea of NFTs, it was started with video games and the ability to buy skins and buy guns, right? So then you own these digital things, and it's just taking that to the next level.
Yeah.
But
Which we discussed
Fortnite,
the NFT thing before here.
Yeah, Fortnite does these, what they call events. And I only know this because my kids do it, and I watch them. But they have concerts and things like that in the game where you log into the game. The admins of the game disable all the normal stuff, so you can't kill anybody in the game or use anything. You can interact and you can jump around or move. But they have like one of the ones I saw was a couple of years ago. It was I think they've had a concert with Ariana Grande. They've had one with oh damn it, it's some rapper, but he did not 21 Savage. It was another one, but like it's like a avatar version of them
doing the thing.
Yeah, and they're doing a concert, and as a player, like the kids can run around and get next to the stage, or it's just wild. But I feel like it makes me wonder if there's not a bigger agenda, and this is where my conspiracy theory thing, like, and all that stuff that all these kids in this generation is being exposed to, it's becoming normal. It's going to make this much more normal to accept and just fall right into. It's
a lot of those, because I've done a ton of research on it. A lot of what I've been seeing has been, they talk about the emissions of being able to transport yourself from your house to that person's house in the machine. Yeah. And it's like 0.0000007 emissions, where if you drive 5 miles, how much emissions that is. So like, it's safer for the planet. You're not going to catch COVID, blah, 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 blah.
So the idea that instead of driving an hour to your house to do a business meeting, we both throw on Oculus and we just meet in a virtual room and business it up for an hour.
Well, so what it is augmented reality, which means the glasses, they said they're 5 millimeters thick. So the glasses, you will look through and see your house that you already live in, but then it would allow you to add augmented things to it. So you could just, if we're hosting at my house, you would show up at my house.
And I would appear in your augmented reality as if I'm standing there, but I'm not.
But you're not. But it's the cool part about it was you can sit down at a desk in your house with your one computer, and you don't even need a monitor because you're wearing this Oculus, and you can sit there and look at a wall and have, everywhere you look, you have monitors. Like, I want the game on, you throw the game up. I want to check stocks, throw the stocks up. But instead of having monitors, I
want that part.
That's what I mean. So it's like there's something in it for everyone. And I think that technology's pretty far away. I think we're probably 5 years from a lot of this technology coming out. But 10, 15 years from now, this will be commonplace stuff. I think that's where it's going.
That's wild.
Well, it won't be transporting you but you can go anywhere in time that you wanted to travel. If you wanted to go to Rome, you can go walk around Rome. Yeah. That's where it's going.
Can you record content to be...
Probably.
So that like we could record classes and people could come to our
Whiskey
Whitetails, and then they could just pay for a class and do
so the class would run 24 hours a day. Yeah. And you would just come in and do it. But it's like, it would have to be more of you couldn't really do a tasting. It'd be a whiskey class, because how are they going to taste? You have to go buy the thing.
We'd have to cater it and tailor it for that. Yeah. We could do classes, but those would need to be interactive. We'd have to send.
I mean, you could go get an Irish whiskey, go get an American whiskey, go get a bourbon, and we could teach a class based on that. And they would you could write it in a certain way. So what do you think about this President's Reserve?
So far, so good. I need to taste it now. I haven't tasted it yet.
Really? Jeez.
Sorry, we've been talking.
I tasted it twice. It's pretty insignificant. This is an easy sipper. But there are flavors there.
What's that one person said you quoted once? It's a nice pour when you want to take a break from a high proof.
Yeah. Yep.
It's good. I mean, I could definitely...
There's some cinnamon to it, some sweetness. There's a little bit of that pepper, some oak.
A little orange spice, I get.
Yeah, definitely. Some like summer fruit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe it's the lower proof, but this definitely makes me think of summertime.
Yeah,
like sipping.
This is pretty boring.
It's not. It's good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's good. I can get some leather.
Good starter whiskey. It's good whiskey to introduce somebody to
good
bourbon.
Starter whiskey for sure. This would be very hard to. That would be. It's probably not a good starter whiskey, but if you could find it easily, this would be a good starter.
Oh, you love that? Good luck finding it.
You know what's funny is that at that proof, there's not a lot at that proof. Really?
No, there's really not. Some Blanton's is on the lower end, I think.
I think they're all 94.
They are? Are you sure?
Fairly certain. 94.4, I think.
Interesting.
FM. I don't know if that's true, but somebody's listening to this yelling at it. Wrong. Could be right. I'm pretty sure they're all 94.
Send us a message and correct us, please.
Is there one back there? Probably not.
I don't know. I thought there was, actually. There's one right there. It's empty right there.
93. That's not 94, 93. Yeah, I think they're all 93.
Is that the store pick that we had?
And I know that it was the same proof. Okay. There's probably several empty bottles of Blanton's in here. This one is a tea. If anybody needs a tea.
$800.
Yeah, about that. About 800. That's
what that'll cost you.
But
anywho,
yeah, this isn't bad.
Not bad. Good sipper for a first whiskey of the day.
Yep. And while we're promoting stuff, I think it's time
for the...
I don't want to say it. She says it.
It's time for the pod of the week.
Keep the keyboard at the end.
That's what it's time for.
So this week's plug of the week is a cool company that we found called Standard & Twain.
Trevor found,
right, correct. Trevor found, did a review on our website, and it is a cigar subscription company. And what they do,
but hear us out.
They do things a little bit differently. They have a quote that they quote from Mark Twain, which I have to imagine is where the inspiration for the name Twain comes in. It says, "When you find yourself on the side of the majority, it's time to stop and reflect." And so their whole take on cigars is that there are plenty of other subscription boxes out there that will send you cigars and tell you what's good and tell you what you should like and tell you what you should be smoking now and what the new hot thing is. But much like with whiskey, it's best to kind of discover your own standard, right? So this the term standard. So what they do is you buy a subscription or you purchase from them.
Well, they have three. They have a gift subscription, which is a one-time, and then they have like a cheap one and then a not cheap one. But I think they're all like under $60.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But what you get instead of a box or a bag with all of your cigars, you get the individual cigars, and they've had all the wrapping and the labels removed, and instead it's been replaced with a cool little tag.
They're really cool because like we wrap everything in twine and like butcher paper. Mm-hmm. This looks like stiff butcher paper and twine, and it's got a little QR code on it. It looks really cool.
It looks really nice. It's very well put together. I found myself earlier just scrolling through looking at pictures because it just looks really cool. And basically what it is you smoke the cigars or you smoke your cigar. You decide what you like or don't like about it. Then you scan that QR code and it tells you what cigar that is.
Yep.
So that you're not influenced by labels or preconceived notions. Just like we like, for the same reason we like to do blind tastings for whiskeys. We don't want you to get those preconceived notions in your head. And so this allows you to try these cigars blind and then find out what they are and really find out what's your standard for a cigar. Like, what is it that you really like without being, oh, this is a Cohiba or this is whatever, the community tells you should like that, but maybe you don't, and that's okay.
And I'll tell you, this is a new cigar smoker. I never really smoked cigars because I got tired of smoking a bad one. It seemed like everyone I smoked was a bad one, and the next morning, just my mouth felt like ass. Yeah, it was just nasty. I stunk. I didn't like it.
Yep.
And then I finally found a cigar or two that I liked, and then it got to the point that even though I have several cigars, I won't smoke them. I'll go back to the one or two that I like because I don't want to risk it. But because a lot of it is I'll look at the darkness of the leaf. I don't know enough about them, right? So I look at the leaf and I look at the brand and maybe I'll Google the brand. So I like this idea because when it shows up, it's almost like exciting. This could be my next favorite. You have no idea what it is.
Right.
And but Trevor got us a discount code as well. You use code whiskey and you get a free cigar with your first order.
Cool.
So whatever order you buy, you get another cigar in there for free.
Yeah.
And we love sharing codes for people.
Yeah. We like sharing cool things. Yeah. And that's why this was the plug of the week. This is a cool idea, cool concept, and I think something we'll probably participate in.
Yeah. We're also working 2 different giveaways with them. One will be for the general public, and then we're going to do something for the Patreon as well.
Nice.
We have, for those that don't know, we have a Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/whiskey and whitetails and join at your selected tier. One of the tiers is sold out. The other ones are still available, of course. And in there, you get access to our Discord server, which gives you a lot of behind-the-scenes, one-on-one behind-the-scenes stuff. We just kind of send pictures in there and talk about stuff. But you also get random gifts. I should have a package in the next couple of days of the next round of Patreon gifts that we're giving out.
Nice.
Sometimes we send out samples, but the point of that is we're going to start working more with giveaways for Patreon specifically. So we're going to work with them on one as well. And I'm excited about it.
Same.
Yeah. So last week we were at Lux Cigar Lounge.
Mm-hmm. That was fun.
We had a good time. I could smell Lux Cigar Lounge on these.
A little bit.
Yeah. So we talked about in the beginning that, and the audio just turns out it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
So usually so with the mixer, I can kind of tell if something is off by what the last settings were. And you know what I just realized when I was setting up this morning? I never turned that noise gate filter back on.
Yeah, so I said that when we were recording. I was like, it seems abnormally loud.
I think that was my bad. So I think that video that audio could have been even better than it was. So note to self, I just got caught up in the frenzy of being somewhere else.
Yeah, because I said, you remember me saying that, right?
I do. I recall it.
They're on. I was like, Because I just remember sitting in the woods and it was silent.
Yeah, and until you talk and you can kind of hear it in the background because it kicks off. But at the same time, that's why we record. Well, I'm not going to get into all of how we do things, but that's mostly my fault.
It's okay.
Sorry.
You live, you learn.
I'm sorry you had to listen to that. I'm not going to say never. I'll try my best not to do that again.
Next time I think that it's too loud in the headphones, I promise I will have him double check.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. I mean, we learned that there's an octave that my voice hits that's the same as annoying background noise.
It's weird.
So I think I probably could have fixed it
if I needed. I would have probably needed to spend another 45 minutes playing with just your track, and you were in a rush, or you needed to get the audio up, and so it is what it is. It's those recordings, those issues will be few and far between.
Do anything?
Just a water, honestly. Lots to do today. We're
myself thirsty. Liquid death.
We're in full blown prep mode for SEWE, and it's like Christmas again. So lots to do. Late nights, and of course, regular work is not slowing down any.
So while this is, because I'm going out of town today, I'm going driving to Florida this afternoon. But while this is exporting, and then uploading, before I export it again, I'm going to play with the new brander.
Nice.
I'm pretty excited about it. So I was reading, and that came with, it reminded me of instructions I would send. Mm-hmm. So like when you open it, it's just this big stop sign, and it was like, take 2 minutes to read the instructions that we're including in this. Like, please, just take 2 minutes to read it because you're going to break it if you don't.
And then you're going to call us, and we're going to have to ask you, did you read the instructions?
We're going to know that you didn't based on what. So one of the things was, because I read it, one of the things was it said not to heat it vertically. You have to lay it down and let the iron get it hot and then install it in the press. And I don't understand why. That seems like a giant waste of time. I want to be able to leave it on the press. They should probably tell you that in the beginning. So we have we brand all of our smoker kits.
As we look around for something.
Oh, look, one that's not branded. Oh, this is mine, the Wave one.
That's the Wave one, yeah.
The Curl.
Are any of these branded?
No. If they are, they're screwed up. They don't matter.
Whatever.
But yeah, we brand the stuff, and so I've been doing it by hand, which takes forever, and you got to like rock it back and forth, and the brand eventually over time warps into like this bowl shapes, and then I have to like roll it like a stamp, but it's like 5 seconds in each position, whatever. So part of our Christmas money, we went and bought a real nice controllable drill press stamp.
Yeah, that's going to be nice for you.
I'm excited to use. Hopefully it doesn't take as long as I want, but and you don't have to use as much pressure. I don't know. I still got to build like a jig thing for it.
Sounds fun.
It'll be fine. I'm pretty excited about it.
While you are tending to your duties this weekend, is this best man duties or just groomsmen?
Best man duties.
How many times have you been best man?
This will be my 5th time as a best man.
You guys ready for this next question? Which one was the best?
You.
You don't have to lie to me. It's okay.
Well, the first one was a guy I went to high school with, and
Yeah.
I was just his best man in between meth addictions. So I don't even know if he's still alive anymore. He was almost dead the last time I talked to his dad.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Sorry. Yeah.
No, don't apologize to me. It's his choice, you know?
Yeah, no, it just sucks when friends,
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
make those choices.
He's ruined his life, but he got his stuff together and got married, and it was like last minute, and he called me, and so I was in town.
Cool.
So I did that, and then yeah, I've had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
And I enjoy writing the speech, but I think the speech is what gets me work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they hear the speech and I'm like,
Have you written this one yet?
no.
No?
I'm going to wait till after this weekend. So we're doing bachelor party this weekend.
Oh, okay.
The wedding's in February.
Gotcha. I thought maybe I don't know
Oh,
why
all at once?
I don't know why I assumed it was like bachelor party and then
No.
like wedding Sunday or
He
something like that.
he likes to throw down.
Oh, I'm
And
aware.
He doesn't want to throw down and then be trashed at his wedding.
Sounds like a smart fella.
He's doing a month gap between bachelor party
That's
and
good
his
thinking.
wedding.
It's good thinking, Mike.
Yeah,
Michael.
solid.
Does it go by Mike or Michael most?
I call him Mike. I call him Michelle usually.
Michelle? Okay. Well, I won't call him that.
But yeah, I'm doing that. And I'm going to go do some bourbon hunting while we're there.
Yeah.
We're doing a
That's
casino
going to be
boat.
good. Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
You get the whole boat or you just kind of, you guys?
I don't know. I doubt it because of what we paid.
Yeah.
So there was 9 of us. Somebody had called into work, can't go. Another guy got COVID. Bob and somebody else. So we're down to like 6 people now.
Oh, wow.
But I prepaid for all of it. They've all
Sure.
been good guys and they've paid me back.
Yeah,
even though they can't go. But how much do you think? It's all you can eat, all you can drink, all you can eat. As long as you're gambling, it's all you can drink. And it's we leave at 11 a.m. Then sail out to international waters, and we come back around 4:30. I think. How much do you think per person?
$40.
20.
20? Yeah.
That's so cheap.
Well, dude, when they're making money hand over
They're
fist,
assuming
gambling.
they're going to make money hand. What if I don't? What if I just pay for my? I guess that would be stupid, right?
Well,
Pay for your drinks.
Well, yeah, maybe. But the number of people who go through getting on a boat and going to international waters
True.
to not gamble is probably few and far between.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah, why would you do that?
You know, the handful of times that happens, they're still not the amount of money they're making on the gambling. They're still not.
Well, they
losing
sell
money.
twice a day, so it's. I mean,
Oh, they do.
yeah, they come back and then they roll
Oh, they
out
go
again.
out for late at night. Nice.
Yeah, I'm sure that they're making a ton of money. I mean, you know, I love gambling. It's one of my.
I remember when I went on a. Well, I guess it's different, and it's different there. When I went on a cruise ship, or I went on a cruise with a bunch of family, and we left out of the port of New Orleans, and you can gamble in New Orleans or in Louisiana. They have casinos all over the place, and they have
we gambled in
river
Lake
boats
Charles
and stuff like that. And I just remember we hadn't even left the dock yet, and there were people already just lighting up the casinos. I'm just like, man, it's a 5-day cruise. You're gonna be broke by tomorrow morning.
Or maybe they're hoping they'll be rich all weekend.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this: if you think you're good at gambling, just remember that the casino's better.
Oh, always.
Yeah.
100%.
The house always wins.
There is a reason that they make so much money, and it's not because people are good at gambling.
That's what I learned in Vegas. If you're up, leave because you won't be up long. As soon as you start to come down, it's over. Get out.
I stopped playing. I was doing a lot of the slot when we were there for Black Hat and DEF CON.
Yeah.
I did that multiple times where I'd have a little change, a little cash, and I'd put the little voucher or the card in. I'd get up by $50, $60, and I was like, all right, done.
Yeah.
And I'd take it and we go do something else until I got the urge again to push some buttons or pull it. And then I start to lose a little. I'm like,
I think the machine is like, yeah, this guy's an addict. Let's go ahead and take his money. Because I think in the beginning, it's like, let's find out. Let's give him a small win.
Yeah.
And that has to be because there's algorithms in there.
Oh, I'm sure. My guess, and I've not looked into it, I know that there's a lot of psychology involved with casinos. That's why they're painted certain colors, certain smells, and things like that.
Pump oxygen in there's no clocks anywhere.
I have to imagine that there is a certain psychology to every so many spins, we're going to give them a little win. And it keeps people interested. Like, oh,
well, because
the next one's
think about all the zombies that are in there. Like when we used to walk that time, you went me to Anne Arundel, right? Mm-hmm. We've been to several casinos together. Now I think
I've never been to that casino. As many times as I've been, as many times as I've been up there, we had planned to go one night, and I don't know why we didn't.
Because I thought we went, and then you were like, eh.
No, I've never been.
Because I took somebody, and they were like,
wasn't me.
Nah,
No, it wasn't me. I've never been into that casino. You're talking about the one right there by the mall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I've never
It's
been.
just blind. They just sit there and just run it. Just blind. Just zombies. It's the saddest thing. Yeah. Every time I go in there, I'm like, ugh. But anyway, we're getting...
Excuse me.
I'm going to leave that in. We're getting the... we're getting a party bus, which I've been on a party bus from the Citadel to Reds when we had we did that banquet or the Ties dinner.
Oh,
we did Ties dinner.
Right, yeah.
I rode their limo bus from there to Reds.
Okay.
But it was just there to Reds. They drop you off. They're like, bye. So you had to get your own ride home, which is fine. I don't care. But so we got a party bus. It seats 14, and now there's only 6 of us. So we had it for 5 hours, and we're just gonna go. It's Space Coast. We're gonna go from Cocoa Beach down to Indian Atlantic, which is a 30-minute drive. So we're just gonna bar hop, I guess, the whole way home.
Nice.
I guess that's the plan. But it seems like a pretty solid bachelor party idea.
Yeah. Sounds fun.
Yeah. We'll see.
Well, while you're doing that, this week has been crazy, and I've not been able to give a lot of attention to Whiskey and Whitetail stuff that I need to. So this weekend is slammed. I have a giant list of things. We got to get more staves prepped for more products so that you can start using your new brander.
Yeah.
I'm looking at some website updates and changes, and doing some research and starting and looking at prices for booth design stuff.
Yep.
Because we need to consider how we want to create that booth, and once we find out what the size of it is and where it's located, we can get some better ideas.
Most booths are of all the spaces we go to, I think they're all going to be like the
10 by
typical size,
10 by 10, whatever that is.
So I sent him an email and told him that we discussed last weekend. I was like, but we wanted to give it a few days to see if anything else came up. Nothing did. So here's our finalized list. And then I told him about, this is for SEWE, by the way. And then I told him about, we were looking at designing the booth because we have other events this year. So we were going to get some nice backdrops, some side things, bring some whiskey barrels in. But I'm telling you, man, that space is not 10 by 10. It's just not. I remember, I go there every year.
It's bigger?
It's smaller.
Really?
Yeah, because for instance, the watch. Remember the watches I used to wear?
Yeah.
Then somebody on a fishing trip that listens to this podcast let 2 boats come together and busted my watch, almost broke my wrist.
That $300 gaff or
hook and gaff.
Yeah.
And they were like, "We'll get you a new one," and then you didn't, and then you also stuffed us on $500. We'll leave that out though. But I'm gonna leave it in, but we'll leave it out. We're gonna stop it there. But it's a joke, but is it?
I don't have a button for that.
Okay. But I can remember going there and talking to him, and it was just a regular 6-foot table with watches on it.
Yeah.
And it was like, I kept getting touched, and I was like, I don't care. Give me this one. I need to get out of here, because very rarely do I have that feeling, but every time I go to SEWE, I have that feeling in that tent. It's just too much.
Yeah.
There's 40,000 people come through there in a
Well, it makes me wonder
if
they aren't 10 by 10, but they get so much stuff packed in there, it just seems smaller. Because 10 by 10 is honestly not that big.
That could be it as well. I feel like they weren't as big as the market.
10 by 10 is smaller than the room we're in now.
Yeah.
So
I feel like it just wasn't as big as it was in the market. I don't know.
Oh, definitely not. Those market booths are way bigger.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Much wider.
Yeah.
But we're not going to have as much real estate this way to work with. That's why I think
they're that
Patrick,
deep either, though.
Well, I think that's why Patrick was recommending setting it up so that people, we'll do this shit later.
Yeah, we'll
people don't want to hear this.
Or do you?
Or
yeah. But yeah, so we went to the beach house last weekend. Had a good time. Lots of shark's teeth were found.
Yeah, lots of shark's teeth, lots of shells.
Did I tell you about the guy that was metal detecting?
I saw you talking to him, but I didn't. No, you didn't tell me about it.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
So he was saying that the reason there's so many people out there shark tooth hunting is because right now the way the undercurrent, it's just picking stuff up off the bottom and washing it ashore.
Is that why there were so many big rocks?
Yeah, this is what's going on right now.
Yeah.
So I guess there's a way to track that. I didn't go down there, and he's like, but that's why I'm here, because I'm metal detecting, because now all the stuff that's offshore is being brought in.
Yeah.
And he's like, usually I do it up here in the soft sand. He's like, I find iPhones, wedding rings, blah, blah, blah. You know, all the things we assumed that he would find.
Yeah. Things people lose.
So he's metal detecting, and he finds something, and he I can see body language. The guy's like, woo. And so now I'm interested because if you do this metal detecting thing all day, if you find a quarter or whatever, because I know you can set them for precious metals and just get rid of everything else.
Sure.
So he's not looking for change.
Yeah.
So did you see how long he was looking for this thing?
Mm-mm.
Like he would scoop and then, nope, not there. It's in my scoop. Dump the scoop out, go through, and then like the water came up and washed it, and he'd like start over. He'd step back and find it again, scoop. It took him a while to find it. And when he found it, he pulled it out, and then he walked into the water and he cleaned it off, and then he's like rubbing it, and he brought like a little tool out and he's brushing it, and then he rinsed it again, and he's looking at it and he goes, like tilts his head in a perplexed, like he's like, you know,
like interested but not sure what it is.
No, like, cool. Like, and so this guy, so he had a waterproof metal detector. He had like a stick with he had a get up.
He had a hat on, like this belt thing with stuff. Yeah, he was all
like
set.
an operator belt. Like, I mean, he was in it. So for him to get excited, I was like, I now I have to go ask. So I go over there and I was like, what'd you find? And he's like, well, I found a and I was like, no, what'd you find right here? Because I was watching it. I watched your face and your reaction. So he pulls it out, and it was a Civil War button off of a surgeon. So it had a Navy anchor and then like the medical snake on it.
Yeah.
And he like pulled up a picture of it on Google. Was like, this is what it's really, because it was kind of corroded, but you could see the anchor and the
shape,
snake. Yeah. And he was like, pretty random find. I'm pretty excited about it. I was like,
you just found a piece of a uniform from the Civil War.
From the Civil War that no one's touched since the Civil War.
Probably.
You know? And
it's possible that it was a ship that went down in the Civil War and those people died out there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's I think that's what he was hinting at, was that
that's pretty cool.
It's definitely from offshore, you know. It hasn't been sitting here and no one's found it the past 100 years or however long it's been.
That's pretty neat.
But it's pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
Makes you want to
get a metal detector and spend lots of time.
Go be that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I had free time,
I know you have lots of free time to do
Tons. That's all I do. All I have is free time. I was like, do you sell this stuff? He's like, no, I just have a big glass case that I put it all in.
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife's uncle has a huge Civil War collection. They used to live up in Richmond, Virginia, and he would go do, I don't know if he would do metal, I think he would do metal detecting and then do some other things along the riverbanks that were really active during the Civil War. And he has full rifles that he's pulled.
Wow.
Like muskets that he's pulled out of the mud and out of
Are you allowed
rivers.
to keep that stuff?
I don't know.
I feel like you're not.
I think maybe he doesn't have rifles, but he has a lot of the bullets, like the balls or whatever they're called.
I told him to go walk the
all
Santee.
kinds of stuff like that.
Because all those forts all the way down, you know, in the WMA.
Yeah.
But I know you can't do it in the WMA, but right there in that for sure.
No, the rifle thing was from something else that he was telling me about. They had found a shipwreck, is what it was, on the river that had gone down with its all of its stuff, its armory and everything, and they pulled out. Yeah, until someone finally rediscovered it, and they pulled out like guns and all kinds of stuff from the Civil War, which is kind of cool.
Were they pretty corroded?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I just thought it was fascinating.
I found you ever seen those giant magnets people throw off bridges?
Yes.
So when
there's whole YouTube channels dedicated to that crap.
Are there?
Yeah.
When I was in high school, we had a friend that he had the scuba diving where they put it's not a tank, it's just a hose that comes off the boat.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were using it for. They were like scraping undersides of boat. It was something that they used it for work, not for pleasure. But he found an Uzi one time.
What?
I mean, it was not usable.
Definitely a evidence.
Yeah, off the James River. Off the James River. They found because they were scraping a boat. There's like a marina.
Yeah.
If you're coming from Surrey into Newport News, on the bridge, there's on the right side, there's a marina, and there's like these big seawalls to keep the current.
Yeah.
But they were cleaning a boat there, and they found an Uzi.
Yeah, it's certainly not some yacht owner that accidentally dropped his Uzi in the
It was definitely a crime gun. Pretty fascinating. Oh, I had something else I wanted to try.
What is that?
We use fresh glasses for this. This is so we did all the best whiskeys.
Yeah.
So this is all of the best whiskeys combined. Yeah.
All the ones that won.
All the ones that won.
Okay.
No. The best, not the worst.
Okay.
These are the ones that we were like, these are our favorite whiskeys of 2021.
Yeah.
That's all of those combined.
Okay.
No idea what it tastes like. I just thought it'd be fun.
Sounds fun to me. Ooh.
Wow, flavor. There's so much to that. That would take forever to decipher.
The one underlining tone I'm getting is like smelly feet.
It almost tickles my nose. Smelly feet in a bad way?
Yeah. Is there a good smelly feet, Matt?
I smell good stuff. I smell like...
I'm being sarcastic. It's a joke.
Is it a joke?
It's a joke.
It really makes my nose tickle. There's a lot to that. Like, it's not a rye, it's not a bourbon, because there are ryes and bourbons in there. There was high proof, mostly high proof.
I imagine there is.
Like, now I'm starting to get into some heavy, heavy oak. There's a lot of flavors in there. I get the cardboard. Some smoke. Not a lot of that pepper spice, but there's like a confection sugar vanilla, maybe almost like a cinnamon graham cracker, confection sugar, marshmallow, microwave. Let's eat that. Yeah.
That sounds like a drunk dessert.
Buddy. That is fantastic.
Wow.
I wonder if I can make that again. I don't remember exactly what I put in it, so no. I was just like, splash of this, splash of that, splash
That's
of this.
really good.
That's really good. That wasn't even intentional. Have you started doing more blending?
Happy accident.
Have you been trying out blending?
No. When do I have time?
No, I mean, you just, instead of pouring 2 ounces of this, pour an ounce of that and an ounce of this.
Yeah. No, I haven't.
Got to do it.
I don't even drink that much.
Yeah, okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I should drink more. I should be closer to an alcoholic than I am.
I don't think I'm an alcoholic unless it's Friday. I throw down on a Friday because I don't drink all week, and then come Friday, it's time.
It's time to catch up on.
Yeah, it's time to put it in.
Yeah,
I want to crawl up the stairs. I want to touch the he died from alcohol poisoning in his sleep. I want to touch that. I don't want to dive into it, but I want to touch it.
You just want to like poke it.
Yeah. Or if I want to sit on the couch and go, yeah, I can't have any more, then I go to bed. I'm just kidding. I don't do
that. To answer your question, no, I never think about it, to be honest with you.
Man, you guys are missing out. I think about it all the time. Just take 2 things you like and 50-50 it and see what you like.
Yeah.
And then maybe quarter, 3/4 it. This is really good.
This is really good.
This reminds me of wild turkey a little bit. Wish I had more of that. I don't even know how I could find that again.
Did you not write down what you blended or
no? I just was like, this will be fun.
Well, it's the only time this is the most. This is it.
I could see how fast I drank it. I couldn't stop.
You experienced it. No, that's it.
It's gone.
Done. It's gone forever.
I'll never get it again.
Nope.
Speaking of that, let's go ahead and hit that second button and get it out of the way.
Random fact of the week.
What's the random fact today?
Random fact of the week is a chef's hat has 100 pleats in it.
100?
Do you know why?
No idea.
Because it's what it means is he has learned how to cook an egg 100 different ways.
Really?
Which sounds odd, right? But let's name ways to cook an egg. Go.
Me?
Yeah.
Scrambled.
Yeah.
Fried.
Yeah.
Poached. Twice fried. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. See, and that's what I thought too. That's why this is the random fact of the week, because I was like, not true, not possible. Because how many ways can you like over a fire, in an oven?
Okay.
So, but it doesn't count all that. What did we make for breakfast Saturday morning?
Oh, yeah.
German pancakes.
Yeah, German pancakes.
So there's a way to use eggs. It doesn't necessarily mean just an egg, but so it's like
100 different ways to use an egg.
To use an egg, yeah.
Got
but they say 100 ways to cook an egg, because I guess you're cooking an egg each of these 100 ways.
Okay.
But yeah, cakes, cupcakes, cookies.
Yeah.
Growing pancakes.
There's hundreds, thousands of different like baked goods.
Yep.
So those all have eggs in them
what I
mostly.
mean.
So
Yeah. So it's actually not as hard to do as you think.
got it.
There's 100 ways to use an egg, like breakfast casserole. You know.
Or just cook something and throw an egg in it.
Yeah. Exactly. like when we camp, you just cook chorizo and then you put some eggs in it.
Put some eggs in it. Yeah.
There's one way to cook
You
an
want
egg.
to spice up some ramen?
Yeah.
Throw an egg in it.
Like think about how many ways there are to skin a cat.
There's apparently 100 different ways to skin a cat.
Yeah. Weed eater, lawnmower, probably make a mess.
You ever bury a cat
I have not.
up to its neck and then run it over with a lawnmower?
No.
Me either.
I haven't done that. I did hit a rabbit once.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Because I used to do commercial landscaping and I was in a tractor.
The field or a big...
Yeah. And I heard boom, and I was like, And on the next pass, I looked down and it's just chunks of rabbit, and I was like, that's sad.
It's always fun when at the hunt club when they clear cut the not clear cut, but when they take the bush hog and cut down the big food plot or any of the food plots really after they've grown, to get ready for the summer and everything. Dude, the number of poor animals that get caught up in that.
Yeah, because they just get scared and they hunker down because they're like, this is worked
usually
before.
Yeah, it's usually like mice and snakes.
Yeah,
but
that's why like the vegan argument. It's like, yeah, but
yeah,
you ever seen a plow field? Or because you ever seen strip plots made?
Well, not only from the machinery.
Think about the owls nests. I mean,
not only the machinery, but the chemicals that they put out to kill anything, and then the runoff. Like, there's lots of things that. Anyways, that is not a conversation for this podcast.
So all the topics I wrote down are gone. We are also working on some events this year. If you own an event space, a hunting lodge, anything, and you would like to have a Whiskey and Whitetails experience there with tastings, whiskey classes, blah, 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 etc., reach out to us because we are starting to run through the phone book and get in touch with some people and make some plans.
And our year is
filling up.
So get in touch with us soon so we can get you on the schedule.
Yes. Otherwise, we got to push it to next year.
We don't want to do that.
Yeah. And then for SEWE, we have several people that are coming into town to work, so we should be fine. The hardest day will be Thursday, so I guess we'll work Thursday. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we should have.
What's going on Thursday?
It's just first day. So Wednesday is the big kickoff barbecue thing, which I assume
we'll be going to.
Yeah. And then Thursday is just like the first day. So
are you taking off like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday?
No, maybe. I don't know. I might have to. Yeah. Probably will.
I'm probably going to just
because we're going to have to set up Wednesday.
We're going to have to set up. I guarantee you something's going to be different than we expected, and we're going to have to make some adjustments, and I don't want to be worrying about work during doing all that stuff.
Yeah. So I will take off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I'll put
probably Monday too, because we have to tear down Sunday or Monday. We'll tear down Monday because Sunday.
They go until the evening Sunday, right? And I don't know how much they allow. Well, we'll have to figure it out.
Well, think about all the celebratory drinks we'll have Sunday. We're not going to be wanting to tear stuff now.
Well, we'll have to find out what the requirements are. They may require everybody.
Oh, and I asked them that in an email. It's like, can you just send us like the vendor thing?
Oh yeah, because we haven't really gotten that. I don't even know what what booth number we're in.
No, we're because we're not like a normal vendor.
Yeah, we're in the tent or are we outside the tent like some of the other ones?
We're both. We're in the tent and outside the tent.
I know the
our booth is in the tent.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Which is nice because of security.
Yes. It also gives I hate to have people come volunteer to help us out for the weekend and then they'd be stuck out in the elements if the weather sucks. At least they get some cover and whatnot. But yeah, if you're in the local area or within a couple hours drive, we definitely encourage you to come check out SEWE. Not just for us. It is a great experience. We're going to be in Brittlebank Park, which is, so it's big. We've talked about this before. It's spread out, but over at the Marion Square, they have really cool demonstrations with wildlife and birds of prey.
Their birds of prey exhibit is awesome. Yep. They actually have the birds of prey people from Ondaw.
Yep.
Or Wamala? No, Ondaw.
Yep. Ondaw.
And they come down and they do, they're on top of buildings. I mean, it's crazy. And they have these wild killer birds and they run they have kids run on the ground chasing with fake rabbits and these birds swoop down from the sky and land.
They have a big
wild
reptile group that comes and they do a demonstration with reptiles. The last year I was there, they had this huge, probably 5-foot diamondback rattlesnake that they brought out to show everybody, and they have it kind of halfway in this tube, so it can't. But they walked it around and people could touch it, and it's interactive. So the ones that aren't venomous, the kids can come out and hold, and they do all kinds of cool stuff. Jack Hanna, who you've probably seen on TV, he does a show. He comes to SEWE every year over in the theater where he brings out animals.
There's also an art expo, which we bought. One year we bought a map of South Carolina, and it was like hand drawn on by some famous explorer. I mean, it's super old. It's in our house. It's right next to the bar.
And they have live music. They have, in the evenings, there's usually like Ducks Unlimited and all these your big normal kind of conservation groups. They have oyster roast and this part of town, a barbecue.
Yeah.
There's just tons of stuff to do. So if you're looking for a fun weekend to get away and just if you enjoy the outdoors and art and music and all that fun stuff related to outdoors, this is the place to be.
And Dock Dogs. If you've never watched Dock Dogs, that's
so much fun.
We usually go to Birds of Prey. We'll go to we'll buy tickets to something.
Yeah.
I think we did the Jameson experience last year where it was like Jameson brought out all their new stuff, and so we did the Jameson experience, and then we just go to Brittlebank and watch Dock Dogs and the sheep herding.
Oh, the sheep herding dog.
And that is really cool. Did the Range Rover experience. They had a course with Range Rover. You drive a brand new Range Rover over these like logs and all this stuff. I mean, there's just a ton to do.
Yeah, there's no shortage of things to do. I hope the weather holds up and it's nice. One year I was there, it rained off and on, which is not fun when you have thousands of people walking on grass and mud and dirt, but
it's whatever.
What are you gonna do?
You'll see everybody out there in those puddle boots.
Yeah, the duck boots or whatever you call them.
If you have puddle boots, bring them.
Yep.
Because that's what everybody's gonna be wearing is puddle boots.
I'll have to get me a pair.
I'm gonna get me a pair. Yeah. Right. Because every year I go and I'm like, man, I wish.
Just wear waders.
Wish I had puddle boots. You could definitely wear waders. I wear like the thick duck meat. Nobody would even. They would think you're working an event.
You're doing something. Yeah. You're doing a demonstration. You might get a couple looks, but they'd be like, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Nobody's gonna care. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. SEWE is.
I'm looking forward to it.
We're so fortunate. I mean, they don't really let people in. So,
no, it usually you have to. It's costly, and sometimes you have to wait. There's wait lists probably, but we have some excellent some connections and some folks that we were able to connect with to make it happen. So after SEWE's done, and
I think we're going to take them out to eat before because we also have to because they're doing our first event with us as well.
That's
top
correct.
Secret event. The top secret Patreon event that we gave away. We're flying 2 Patreon members into Charleston for this event. But they're involved in that as well. So we need to actually meet up before then.
Okay.
And I got the menu.
Oh, you did? Nice.
Let me read it to you. This is what you're missing out on by not joining Patreon and not winning the contest.
This is a good preview of what a Whiskey and Whitetails experience could be.
So this is the menu for this event that we're doing. Closed doors, private event. So it's smoked jalapeno poppers with venison and chorizo. Also buco, which is a venison. It'll be a beef stew, but it's venison with wild rice. We're doing fillets with chimichurri marinade, venison fillets. Empanada, ground chipotle venison with diced peppers, fried in dough on the outer shell, served with sweet chili sauce. And then we're going to do a charcuterie, venison pepperoni, jalapeno summer sausage, and spicy bologna variety with cheeses. So that'll be the menu for the first event, and then there will be plenty of whiskey, some classes, a fire pit, and we're gonna do a duck hunt as well.
Yeah. What time are we doing the duck hunt? Are we doing that on Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday morning.
Okay. You're gonna have to do that one without me.
Okay.
I have a scout thing with my Cub Scouts on Saturday morning. We're doing a space derby. You ever heard of a Pinewood Derby?
Yeah.
Where you build little cars and
like
that. We're doing a space derby where it's a similar track, but it uses 50-pound test cord from one end to the other, and they build these little spaceships with propellers that are attached to rubber bands.
Yeah.
And you wind up the rubber bands and you put them on this little thing that those little things block the propellers from starting, and then you drop them at the same time, and the propeller shoots them across, and they race.
You should do a bracket that goes around 550 core with magnets on both sides, so that it keeps them pushed away from each other, and then it would loosen your drag so that it's not necessarily hanging on because there will be other pressure. Because everybody's going to you'll be hanging on, but the pressure encountered by the magnet would put you up some. I mean, it's still going to touch it, but it won't be as much.
It's there. So the little ships that they build are wooden, and then it's got this little hook that's about this wide It's a lip
that you have to
and
use.
it sits on the, you have to use
okay.
that. So it makes it fair for everybody. The where you get competitive and it is how much weight you shave off in your design.
You should put a battery power
if you use
propeller in it.
So yeah, that's gonna be fun. But that's what I'm doing that morning. So we'll be out there, and then Jessica's coming as well. So we'll be out there as soon as that's done, and I get my mom or someone to come hang out with the kids for the evening. We'll head out there. It'll be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. Jessica's looking forward to it as well. It's gonna be fun.
I didn't invite the wife, but I will.
I thought you did.
No.
Oh, I did. Sorry.
It doesn't
I'm
matter.
not sorry.
I mean, I have no problem with them coming.
We'll probably set up as a tent and just camp.
So Andy, now that you're listening to this, prepare to come and sleep in a tent, which she's not a huge fan of, but
Both those sound like fun.
she doesn't like sleeping in a tent, so she's probably not going to want to
I
come.
think you missed the joke. I think you missed the joke.
What did I do? Oh, I was playing it. I played it back. I gotcha. Yeah.
Okay. Anyways,
with that, I have a lot to do. I have to drive to Florida today, so
yeah, you do.
we're gonna chop it here.
All right. Thanks for tuning in this week's episode of the Whiskey Whitetails podcast. Bye.
Bye. Hit that button.
I missed. Holy shit, I've never missed.
Hit it again.
Drinking whiskey.